Aw, yeah, Tangle and Whisperer and Sonic Racing Crossworlds as DLC characters! That means they're canon! The comics are irrefutably canon now, cry about it! The comics are essential mandatory reading if you want to be considered a proper fan of Sonic. That's what this means, and you have no choice but to accept. I guess Super Monkey Ball is also canon to Sonic now. And we need to play all the Super Monkey Ball games to be considered a fan of Sonic 2. Because he's in the game as DLC, and we need to accept that. I guess Nights into Dreams is canon to Sonic 2. So we gotta track down a copy of that Wii game on eBay and play it if we want to be a Sonic fan. I guess Hatsune Miku and Ichiban Yakuza and Joker Persona are also all canon to Sonic 2. So we have to listen to the Vocaloid albums and play a 200-hour-long RPG to get the full Sonic fan.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for.
I guess SpongeBob SquarePants is canon to Sonic now, too. So if we want to be a true fan of Sonic, we need to watch all the SpongeBob episodes. You know, I'm starting to think maybe these DLC characters are just some crossover racers being added for fun, and their inclusion doesn't actually mean anything regarding their status as part of the video game Sonic continuity. But I don't know, I guess I could be wrong. Well, you are wrong, idiot, because Chris Stuckman said they're canon. You know, this video opened with this guy's boss saying the comics are canon.
I saw one question in there, is IDW canon? It is canon. It does take place right after Forces.
And then the rest of the video was spent explaining why Word of God doesn't matter when it comes to franchise canon, right? Like, Disney saying my Star Wars Legends isn't canon anymore doesn't matter, and neither does this. What does the word canon even mean to you people? Canon isn't a popularity contest. I don't care what the Pope says. If it isn't in the Bible, then it isn't canon. I don't know how much more simple I can make this for you people. You're also just setting yourself up for failure with this argument. The only reason these Sega of America employees are saying the comics are canon right now is because the IDW comics exist, and Sega is profiting off of the licensing agreement. When IDW goes out of business and the comics are no longer being legally sold, and Sega isn't profiting off of their existence anymore, that's going to change. Homie's gonna make a new tweet saying they aren't canon anymore, because the Sega executives will have told him to stop promoting comics they aren't making money off of now. What are you gonna do then? When Word of God changes their mind and decides the thing you like isn't canon anymore, are you gonna set all your comic books on fire? Or are you going to disregard it and continue insisting the comics are canon because you like them, and consider them to be more valid than the video games? I think we both know what the answer is. If Word of God saying they're not canon wouldn't convince you, then I don't know why you expect him saying they are canon would convince me. The fleeting and changeable whims of a single employee working for one division of a multinational company saying this or that is irrelevant. The Pope saying the Dead Sea Scrolls are part of the Christian canon now is irrelevant. The comics are not the video games. Therefore, they are not canon, because only the video games are canon. Just like only the Bible is canon. No matter how much you like Paradise Lost and Dante's Inferno, they are not and will never be part of biblical canon. No matter how much you like the IDW comics, they will never be part of Sonic canon. And if you think these characters being thrown into this racing game that doesn't even have a story mode as DLC racers who won't even have voice acting or rival dialogue interactions means they're canon now, then you also have to think that SpongeBob SquarePants is canon to Sonic as well. But you obviously don't think that. So how about you stop being so disingenuous? Also gotta say, kinda pathetic how you're treating this as such a massive W. You do know they're not going to have any voice acting or dialogue whatsoever, right? They already said none of the DLC characters will have that. This is like when Cosmo fans were hooting and hollering over a Sonic Channel picture having a potted plant in the background. Like, bruh, you're really starving this much? You're really this desperate? Not a good look. But do feel free to keep feeding views and comments to my videos to boost them in the algorithm, though. Definitely appreciate that now that all my videos are monetized. Thanks for watching. Make sure to dislike the video and leave a comment telling me to cope.